Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of government doing well. And I came out there preaching the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, sincerity and truth to the gents of mine, Brother Menashe DC Camp, with another short, lesson impromptu. So, people just have to accept it that the Lord Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, is working his wonders in the last days. And this so-called state of emergency is a spiritual one. All right, it's a spiritual message to the elect. The Most High is calling out to his elect, and that's what the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is all about. Lord Yahweh Shai says, let me read it in the book of John, chapter 10. Okay. All right. This is John chapter 10. All right. It's the Yep. It's all it is. All right. So this John chapter 10. We're gonna get a simple precept just to keep it on point. All right. All right. So this is John chapter 10, verse verse 14. Yahushua says, "I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep. I am the good shepherd and know my sheep, and am known of mine." And that's exactly what this gospel is all about. It's about the Lord Yahushua and his disciples. The elect. All right, the elect are the four corners of the earth. That's the Lord's sheep. The Lord's disciples. They follow the Lord Yahushua wheresoever he goes. All right, whatsoever he commands, do it, and that's what it boils down to. Okay, when the Lord Yahushua instructs our people, to go along with the path of righteousness, we have no other choice but to go along, and that's exactly what we're striving for. Okay, we're striving to get closer and closer to the Lord Yahushua. We're striving towards that reconciliation. All right, that's the time we're living in. Okay, so this is John chapter 10, verse 27. This is exactly what I wanted to read. All right, it says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." That's what I need to dwell on most importantly. All right, when you hear the word of the Lord about Shema Shah, your spirit is awakened to listen and to wait for further instruction. All right, what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That's what the Lord about Shema Shah has already set in motion for his elect. Because these are perilous times we're living in, man. Folks are just panicking. You see the craziness among people's in their face. All right, it's just as if it's about to snatch your breath away, but it's not going to happen to the elect. But for those that can't really take that side, or people just waiting in line, they're going to be so sad and upset. Their blood pressure is going to go through the roof. All right, so just understand, man, the Lord Abashima is going to cut the suffering short because of the elect. All right, because the Lord Abashima is going to have to preserve people, to praise him. And the Lord is more interested in his elect serving him. All right. So I'm going to get the book of Jeremiah chapter 28 verse 8. All right, because these are prophetic times, man. This is a prophetic state of emergency. The year 2020, this prophecy is just ringing so hard, man. Calling out, screaming out so loud All right, a lot of folks, a lot of Israelites are waking up. They're realizing they don't have much time to be lollygagging around. So this is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So you're gonna see this conflict between the West and the East. It's gonna heat up. All right, it's gonna be internal struggles. The sedition against the government and all that stuff, and diseases. So and they also gonna add the economic, decline. So it's gonna be terrible, man. A lot of people don't really understand, the chaos that's about to come. So for the elect's sake, Lord Yabashima Shai provide a way for for us to handle it, to deal with it. All right. So you shouldn't be afraid of experiencing hardship, or of being in captivity for hundreds of years. All right. So I'm just say thousands of years. We've been in captivity for thousands of years. So this is the last go around, and you just have to hold on. It's like this roller coaster, man. You gotta hold on. Make sure your seat belt, your spiritual seat belt, is properly in place. You know, all the hooks and everything, bolts and everything is latched on properly. All right. So this is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shapha Shem Kakadash are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. And that's one thing our people need to understand, man. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is calling to the house of Jacob to return. Just like when the the prophet calls out to the people and tells them that that something's about to come, you know, and then they don't listen, they get judged, or they get jacked up for it. Okay, so this is the Joel chapter 2 verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Ashah Bashem Kwakadash cometh, for it is at hand. Alright? And that's an emergency. Alright, that's an emergency message that the prophets are delivering to the people, and it's coming on time. Okay? So our people need to get it together and stick with what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has called them to do, which is to worship Him in spirit and in truth. Okay, and this is gonna be from the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15. All right, so I'm just getting a couple of glimpses from here and there. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15, verses 16 and 17. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So all that jive and all that talk, that they're having on the news and all that stuff, these folks are not gonna take it, seriously, because it's all trash. They're tired of all this fake news. They want real results. They need, information that they can act on, so they could make their living situation stabilized. But they're not gonna get what they need from the news. So that means they're gonna put the news to the side, and just wait for people that are there, the actual location, to give them the actual facts, because they're tired of all these news pundits and all these talking heads just wasting time, and not going to listen to the government anymore, man, because they're tired, they're fed up. Okay, and it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not going to go along with the government's plan for all that quarantine and all that stuff, because folks are going to be so excited to express themselves. Folks gonna say, you know what, we're tired of this so-called federal government. It's time for each state to go their own way, and that's what we're seeing right now. Folks are tired of all this so-called centralized power that doesn't do anything for the people but rob them blind and oppress them. And they see it every single day. But it comes a time when the people are going to say enough is enough. And that's when the Lord Yabashima shall put that spirit of violence in this society. You think, folks have respect for cops and saying, support our troops, support our men and women in uniform. All that is going to go down the drain because that perverse spirit, the Lord Yabashima Shai, is going to let it run rampant in this society of Babylon. And then it says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? Because the government doesn't want things to go the other way. They want to have control of the people so they could have their new world order. But the people are going to push back. You're going to have internal struggles within the government. All right, whether it's at the local level or the state level, or national level, whatever, it's going to be a struggle. They're going to be upset with the way things are being done. Folks are not kept in the loop of what's going on. Betrayal is going to be running, all over the place. Betrayal. All right. Verse 18 says, "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." All right. So all these folks that like to bust down people's doors and yelling, "Get on the ground, get on the ground." You're gonna see the look on their faces in those days, man, when they know that the likelihood of them returning to their families is gonna be so small that they have to call it quits. Then you understand, who the real men of the Lord are in that day, who the real warriors are. All right, because the war that we're fighting is not a war of guns and bombs and ammunition. This is a spiritual war, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. All right, you gotta have the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shai to be on this battlefield and to protect, yourself and your Akim from getting hit and to inflict damage. you know. So by Akim preaching the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai in sincerity and in truth, they're inflicting so much damage on Esau's psyche, on the psyche of these heathens, and the psyche of two-thirds that, they're doing everything they can to try to come against the men of the Lord. But the Lord Yahweh Shai shall raise a standard against them. All right. And then if you look at the book of Zephaniah chapter 1, and then you look at verses 17 and 18, it says, "And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men." All right, they're going to lack understanding, wisdom, and vision on how to manage their affairs. Why? Because the Lord Shai has let them get consumed by that spirit of depression. Okay, they cannot think rationally anymore because their way of living, their way of life has been disrupted. Okay, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwakadash, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Alright, so the Lord Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to let so much violence be in this world. Alright, whether it's in America, South America, Canada, whatever, the Lord has a bone to pick with the inhabitants of the earth that refuse to glorify His name and honor His commandments. All right, so the Lord is gonna let these people go at each other's throats. Okay, verse 18: "Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath." Okay, that's self-explanatory. No amount of bribery. Folks are not going to be interested in gold and silver in that day. folks are going to be out there on principle, vengeance, right? But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So when those nuclear missiles hit, the whole world shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It's going to shake the earth off its axis. You're going to have the storms and all the atmosphere and all that crazy vibrations, and then you're going to have America's going to be burning. Yep, it's all spiritual, man. America's going to be burning. And that's what the Spirit of the Lord has revealed to his prophets. I can have visions of seeing the nuclear missiles hitting America. And America is burning so bad, that like Akim's like, oh, you're scared, to stay in the vision. You have to wake up, and then your heart start beating so hard, and then you say a quick prayer. Baba Kushaya, Bashima Shaba, Shima Kwakadash, Salak, Hawashai, salvation, you know, Laya, to me, okay. Wa Akim, Bashim, Hawashai, Bashim Kwakadash, okay. And then another precept is going to be from the book of Revelation, okay. Revelation chapter 7, verse 2. Alright, it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Alright, so that time of them hurting the earth and the sea, you could get the feel of it, man. That the whole earth is gonna go through that period of instability, okay, and chaos and unhappiness, sadness, and all that stuff. Then it says in verse 3, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads." All right, so the elect are gonna be sealed. Okay, the men of the Lord are going to be sealed. So-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, they're going to be sealed wherever they are upon the face of the earth. Okay, and I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. And that's exactly what the Lord has promised to do. He has to build his government. So he has to seal his officials, okay? Give them that mark of exemption, protection from what's coming upon the face of the earth. Because the Lord is about to judge this earth harshly, okay? So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 9. And it reads, it says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage." And who is the Lord attempting or calling to be bidden to the marriage? That's the elect, the one that to be sealed in the forehead, the ones that received the invitation and showed up for the marriage. And that's the point there, Akim. So this emergency that the Lord Yahweh Shema is announcing is for the elect, and the elect will hold on to it, and they're going to respond. Shalom.